Hey guys, this lesson is on how to factor a trinomial when a is 1. How to factor a trinomial when a is 1. Well, what does that mean, right? Well, a trinomial we know has how many terms? 3 terms, right? We're going to label those terms. It's going to be an a term. We'll call it ax squared. There's going to be a b squared, a b term. We'll call that bx. And there's going to be a c term. So we're just going to label the terms a, b, and c for the first term, the second term, and the third term. So we want to factor that. And our answer is going to be 2 binomials. Remember that we're doing the inverse operation. So last time we started with 2 factors and we multiplied them together with double distribution. And that gave us a product, which was a trinomial. Now we're going to start with a trinomial, start with a product, and we're going to factor it. We're going to factor it. By factoring, we're going to end up with the 2 factors that gave us that product. So we're just doing the reverse operation to this, right? So the first thing we're going to always do is identify if there's a GCF. If it's a GCF, we're going to factor it out. The second thing we're going to do is count the terms and see how many terms there are. In this case, there's 3 terms. So we know that it's a factor trinomial. The third thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this first term right here, this a term, and we're going to decide, is it 1 or not 1? Because there's 2 different strategies. If it's 1, that's what we're learning today. If it's not 1, that's what we're going to learn next. So what do these look like? So let's say, for example, I have x squared plus 8x plus 16. So that's a trinomial where a is 1. So there's that invisible 1 that's right there that we don't write. Okay, there's an invisible 1. That's what we're looking for. If that's the case, that's what you have, then here's the directions right here for what you're going to do. You're going to identify C, and you're going to find the factor pairs. So in this case, C is 16. C is 16. I'm going to find the factor pairs. Remember, we talked about those before. What are the 2 factors that you would multiply together that would give you the product of 16? So in this case, it's 1 and 16, 2 and 8, and 4 and 4. Remember, do a systematic, orderly way. It's going to help you make sure that you found all of the factor pairs. So I found C. I found the factor pairs, and I'm looking for a pair, one of these pairs, either it's 1 and 16, 2 and 8, or 4 and 4. I need one of the pairs that's going to give me a sum. Oops, that should say B. It's the sum of B, the sum of B, okay? The sum of B. So I'm looking for 2 of these numbers, one pair, 2 factors, one pair, that when I add them together will give me 8. You see them? There's this pair right here, the pair of 4 times 4, that multiplies to be 16, but it adds to 18. So here's one way that I like to look at this, is it's going to multiply and add. So they have to multiply to C, but they have to add to B. Okay, so C in this case is 16, and B in this case is 8. So those numbers are going to be 4 and 4. Because 4 times 4 is 16, and 4 plus 4 is 8. So I'm just going to rewrite that. I'm going to take that pair, this pair that I found right here, and I'm just going to rewrite it with 2 binomials. So it becomes x plus 4 times x plus 4. Okay? Let's look at another one. Let's look at a couple. If you see a couple of them, it's just kind of weird and different. But once you see a couple, it'll make more sense. What about if I have, let's say I have x squared plus 6x plus 8. So there's no GCF. I've counted the terms. I've identified that A is 1. Now find the factor pairs of C. C is 8. So the factor pairs are 1 and 8, and 2 and 6. I'm sorry, 2 and 4. 1 and 6 and 2 and 4 are my factor pairs for 8. Okay. Now I have to find a pair. It has to multiply to C, but it has to add to B. It has to multiply to C, add to B. So it multiplies to C. All of these do. 1 and 8 does 2 and 4 does. What adds to C? 2 and 4, right? 2 times 4 is 8, but 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay? So you just take that x and 2, just take them and just plug them in. So it gives me x plus 4. Just plug them in, and that's it. You're done. It's done. And then we could check our work by double distributing. We could say x times x is x squared, and x times 4 is 4x, and 2 times x is 2x, and 2 times 4 is 8. And if we add those together, you can see that we're going to get x squared plus 6x plus 8. We're going to get the trinomial that we started with. So we're doing the inverse operations. All right, 2 more, and I'll have to go do some practice. What if I have something like, what if I have this? X squared minus 9x plus 20. Hey, notice that this one has a subtraction in it. And it's negative 9. It's minus 9, right? Right? So we need to identify C. C is 20. Let's find the factor pairs. They're 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. Right? So we find our factor pairs. When I'm done finding my factor pairs, I'm looking for a pair they have to multiply to C, which all of our factor pairs do, but they have to add to B. So they have to add to negative 9. Do you see anything there that adds up to negative 9? Well, the 4 and 5, well, 4 plus 5 is 9. But 4 plus 5 is not negative 9. So what do I need to do, do you think? Right? Make them both negatives. Make them both negatives. Now double check. Is it true that if I multiply negative 4 times negative 5, do I get positive 20? Does that work? And it does, right? Because a negative times negative is a positive. So a negative times a negative is a positive. And then if I add them, negative 4 plus negative 5 is negative 9. So there's the numbers. I look here, it's x minus 4 and x minus 5. So those negatives are going to pop up in these, so we got to be careful, right? Or then you have to do some practice. How about if I have something like x squared minus 5x plus 6? All right, give it a try, and then check. All right, so we have C, or 6. C is 6. So the pairs are 1 and 6, and 2 and 3. And we need a pair that's going to add. It has to add to 5. It has to multiply to 6. It has to add to 5. There's the 2 and 3, but 2 and 3 does not give us negative 5. It gives us positive 5. So we have to do this, right? So this becomes x minus 2, x minus 3. See it? All right, one more. Little twist in this. Watch this one. Watch this one. What if I have something like y squared minus 5y minus 24? Okay, check this one out. A little bit different. This is the hardest that these get. Okay, find C. C is negative 24, right? So the factor pairs are, let's say, negative 1 and 24, negative 2 and 12, right? And we could just do like 3, 8, 4, 6, but we know that one of them has to be negative. In order for it to be negative 24, one has to, it doesn't matter which one, but one has to be negative. Okay, so there's our factor pairs. And we need something that's going to add to negative 5. What do you see that would add to negative 5? This is kind of close, right? Kind of close. That would give us positive 5. Let's flip it around. Let's make it a positive 3 and a negative 8, because we can move that negative sign, right? Because positive 3 times negative 8 is negative 24. That works. And then positive 3 plus negative 8 is negative 5. So this actually is the one that we need right here. That's what we need. So our answer is going to be, or y, not y, x, y plus 3 times y minus 8. And there you have it. All right, the other video has some practice problems. Go give them a try.